How you doing, everybody? This is just a quick video. Really nothing particularly fantastic planned, but I wanted to give an update. I've been offline for most of the past 6-7 weeks. I think I posted something on Substack maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago related to this topic about jumping into music, engineering and production, a little more serious endeavor or a little more serious focus on that. And so I want to give a little background because I feel like I'm climbing out of a bunker of obsession. I can't say I'm climbing out, I'm still pretty obsessed. But this obsession is pretty tightly focused because I still have my regular job, writing software for productivity software for Meta. But I'm going to give you what I consider one of my, I don't know, I'm going to call it a pretty significant mistake or miscalculation on my music. And that's that I've learned to record with Reaper maybe 10 plus years ago. I used another software prior to that. But in all of that, I never really focused on learning to produce music, to really understand what the critical settings or elements of a mix might be. And while I knew it and I've watched plenty of videos, I never really sat down to understand it. And a few weeks ago I recorded an acoustic version of Love Has Flown and I sent it off to somebody. I just did a couple guitars, double tracked them, and some vocals, and add a little reverb to the vocals, you know, a little bit of compression, a little EQ, nothing fancy. It sounded pretty good though, and I sent it off to somebody. I said, I think I'm going to release this acoustic, and they came back and said, it sounds great, you should do that. And then as I was listening to it, I had kind of simultaneously written a new song called Spare My Heart Again, which I think is on YouTube. It may be there now. I'm going to be scrubbing a bunch of stuff from my channel to reflect kind of this, what we'll call a new direction. This is what I'm kind of giving you a video update about. So I took the time to, anyway, so I had posted this, and I just posted an acoustic rendition of me playing this song, which has a finger picking pattern, and I posted it online with this discussion group of a series of people that record with Reaper, and that's the software I use to record music. And a guy came back, he's a guitar player, and I just posted 30 seconds. He took my 30 seconds, he played guitar over it, he sent it back or reposted it back online and said, hey, I just had something I heard and I've always wanted to try this kind of guitar. He's like a metal, progressive rock, blues guy, but he did this really cool country sounding thing on it. You know, just literally 10-15 minutes after I posted it, he posted something back up there and he goes, this is just some ideas. So we started talking more, and he said, look, if you want me to record, and I'd love to do that. There's some things he wants, like to be listed on the song with his IPN so he gets mechanical royalties, things like that. And so we entered into an arrangement, and then I was posting some aspects of that same mix, Love Has Thrown, where I'd done this acoustic version, and I said, you know, I want to do something more with it. And so I hired a drummer that had contacted me online a while back out in New Jersey. I sent him the tracks. I said, here's what I'm looking for. He sent back his drums a couple days later, which was really cool. But I didn't know how to mix drums. So this is what started me down this, I don't know, down the rabbit hole, as it were. And I started learning how to mix drums. I went through a couple courses on that, started playing with it. Then I figured I needed to learn. My puppy's moving here. Come here, pup. I had to learn how to mix guitars better, and then I talked to Chris, the guitar player in Chris Nilsson. I'll have him linked in this video. The guitar player in he's in Stockholm, Sweden, which is really cool. And hired him, and he sent me some guitar tracks. He sent me a couple different versions now, and I mixed those in, had to learn about that. And then at the same time, I'd reconnected with a vocal coach that was really my daughter's first vocal coach years ago before she went to a performing arts school. Kind of gave her the confidence to do that. And he's gone through some trials in his life, and he's re-entering, you know, doing vocal coaching and things like that. And I said, well, I'd love to come see you. So we went out and saw him, and really had a couple great sessions with him. The first session, I kind of blew me away of like what I wasn't doing vocally. And so I came back and, well, actually when we left that first session, I got in the car and I turned to Deb. Deb did a vocal lesson too. She sounds beautiful. And I said, I want to fully commit to the process of improving these areas, particularly vocal, emotive feel, a more legato delivery, understanding, being very intentional, I guess, about how I deliver. Not even legato, although that's something I really had to work on. And softening my consonants and flowing through my song in a way that was more pleasing to me. So I just took it very seriously, came back and jumped into this. And it's really kept me from being online at all. And so I'm going to share a little bit of this mix that I'm working on. This is Love Has Flown. It's ready for release. And I'm going to tell you, probably not winning a Grammy for, the greatest engineered mix song ever. But it's certainly passable. And I've sent it to several engineers who have come back and said, holy cow, like where you were 6-7 weeks ago versus where you are today, you don't take time to learn. And I'm like, it seems like all I've done is get up at 3:30 every morning, jump into lessons, spend a few hours doing that. I've actually taken my song, completely removed everything from it, every effect, every delay, all the mix, set everything back to just bass levels and remixed it. I've done that at least 2 times completely from scratch. And I did that because that's the easiest way for me to learn, is just take this and more than just the mechanical elements, which I'm still learning how to be faster, just in the, tactile things you do in the software, meaning how to make cuts and how to, just mechanically what you do with the software, just the tactile learning experience. More important than that was learning how to listen. And that's been a big growth. I would hear people talk about things that they could hear and I'm going, I don't really hear that in the mix. And then I think I shared a video with Kush Audio. Gregory Scott's amazing because he really talks about the feel of your mix and what you hear when you apply these effects as opposed to just what they do, because there's both what they do and then there's how they work with your song, which are really 2 different things. And so jumped into that and suddenly I could hear things that I never heard before. Whether it's how much reverb was impacting the low end of my mix and building a rumble or building just too much noise there or whatever, and learning how to EQ that and playing around with that and experimenting a lot. And so I think we have something that's pretty pleasing. And so I don't want to be a stranger on YouTube or on Substack, so my goal is to now document my journey going forward. But I felt like I had to learn some things first. I had to kind of stick my head into this whole not look up, not be distracted, not post anything online. I really didn't care to do any of that. And I could easily see falling back into that and not sharing my journey. But I think there may be some value. Last week I did a workshop for the IMC on recording with Reaper and I got great feedback. People are like, you need to share this, and it just shows people how to, you hear the squeaky toy of my puppy? You're so cute. So I did that workshop, got great feedback. People were asking me for that. It's not the first time, so how to record an acoustic song, get it started. So we're gonna do a video about that. But my goal was not to be the tutorial guy, right? My goal was to be the artist. I wanna show what I'm working on. And in that, if it teaches you something or you learn something or you find it interesting, then great. I also did a workshop on technologies every songwriter should be using. So Google Drive, which I'll be showing how I collaborate with other artists, how I create a project and lay it out there, and other tools you can use that are free or nearly free. DaVinci Resolve, which I've done a few videos on. That's how I edit videos. So whatever the case may be, my goal is to share my journey going forward, what I'm learning, and share that with you so that you can learn it too. Dog, you are making so much noise for this video. Come here. Sit. Jump up. Here, jump up here so they can see. Yes. Okay, they want to see Rain. See, my puppy. You're such a good dog. She has a baby. We bought her a new baby, lamb chop, and she loves Lamb Chop. She's doesn't rip her apart. She just carries her around and kind of nods on her, and if we say, go get your baby, she knows where she put her. Here you go, take your baby. Good girl. Anyways, so the goal for me, just wanted to kind of reintroduce what I was doing, or reintroduce myself to the world, as I've been, like I say, down this rabbit hole, or this bunker of obsession. I can tell you this, Deb is quite sick of hearing this song that I'm mixing. I think she's probably heard it 50 times a day for 30 days or something like that. And she's like, can you just mix something else, or mix in your headphones? Which, by the way, I added these speakers here so that I could get a better sound. I was using very, just cheapo speakers, but it'll kind of let you listen to what I'm working on.
Box left for me and one for you, as if we needed one more.
We're not going to hear the whole song.
That's a wrap.
That's Chris from Sweden. He really did some nice stuff. We'll go to his first little break here.
Let's just call the memories scars upon the heart.
So that's kind of an idea of what we're going to be releasing. We're pretty excited about it, and we're excited about what we're going to do next. We have a couple songs we're working on with Chris, and doing a few things that we hope to release in the next few weeks as well. And we also have a video outline for this song, which I'm excited to do. Hopefully we're going to do that when we travel up north and visit my daughter and her husband. So anyways, that's what I'm up to, and we'll share more about that obsession. Hopefully share some behind the scenes, or how I'm mixing things, or what I'm listening for, what I'm learning. And hopefully if you're interested in recording or music in general, it'll be interesting to you. You can learn something from it, and I appreciate very much those of you that join me on this journey. If at all this sounds interesting, I realize I haven't posted regularly, but if you can subscribe, you can like, you can leave a comment, those are all helpful things. I'd really appreciate it. And thank you so much for tuning in. See ya.
Sure, I'll find my way again, though in truth I have my doubts. This world we built and then tore down. I wander through, I stumble around, hardly recognize this lonely town, a stranger on the outs. Roll away that stone, oh baby, question all I've ever known. Can't see, guess it's mine to own. It's locked in these stones of blue. Let go of that me and you. What else is there left to do now that love has flown?